It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for Golden State, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. And the topic here, prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling plays. They're going up and down. The big fella Shaq, when he first came into the league, the first thing I saw was him grab the ball coast to coast in the All-American game. That's what players want to do and people want to see.
You know, that was a great example, Kenny, but towards the end of my career and most of my career, I was honestly more of a half-court player. I was pretty fast for my size, but my strength was my biggest edge. In the half-court, barbecue chicken alert. I had to put that work in, Ernie.
That about wraps it up for here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again later.
That's the 5th barbecue chicken.
We are live in Boston, Massachusetts, the gem of New England, as the Celtics are about to go into this interconference contest right here. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And the Warriors on a single-game road trip here before heading back home. Well, they are on top of their game right now, and guys on top of the league, the best record in both conferences.
Yeah, the rubber match, guys. One game apiece in this season series. That puts a little extra motivation on this game and in the atmosphere tonight.
Yeah, I would just say a skosh more. It's a long season, and you look for those additional goals to add consequence and significance to a game during the regular season. Winning the season series is just an example of that extra edge you like to have for yourself.
Now, Golden State's starting 5. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Barnes and Green are the forward set. And it's Bogut in its center. Shot by Crowder, no good. A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Here's Thomas. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
I tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Oh, trying for it. Stolen by Thompson. One-on-one fast break. Here's Curry. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
And both free throws good for Curry. Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
Johnson dishes to Bradley. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feet.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Pass to Bogut. On the wing, Green. And taken away by Johnson. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Bradley.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play, triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Puts up the baby hook. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Johnson's got his first points in this one.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Deflects the pass, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. A quick look now at some big men that have been rock solid over the past 10 games. The top shooting centers and power forwards in the NBA. And you look at Johnson, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
He is an unyielding presence in the low post. I mean, he gets so many good looks because he works so hard to get that great position down low. And when he does, boy, he is impossible to move.
Well, his adaptability is a terrific attribute to have. I mean, he plays his game based on the look the defense gives him. And he's prepared to try anything and do anything in order to get the high percentage shot that he wants.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible, incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Evan Turner, he's checked in for Boston. The Warriors shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And guys, nice to see Bogut out there given all the injuries that he's had to overcome in his career. Just glad to see him at full strength.
Bradley, no one around him. Off target from the wing.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Barnes passes to Green. It's Curry outside. Can't hit. Bradley with some nice D. You know, Bogut, as I recall, Clark was so distraught by those injuries that at one point he thought he might retire.
Yeah, he gave some serious thought to packing it in after the 2013 season, Kevin. Luckily for his team, though, he worked through it and as strong as ever at the defensive end. They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Curry outside. And again, no good by Golden State.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Thomas kicks to Sullinger. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Thompson for three. Rebound, Boston. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground. Even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. They beat the Warriors during their last encounter in Oakland.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But at that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
There's a good screen. Here's Thomas. That's short off the rim.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
And Green with the basket on the assist by Rush.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And it's Turner off the drive. And he gets the bucket. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end. If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Here's Thomas. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thomas got 5 now.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Yaremko dishes to Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Warriors lead by 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks Boston and stockpile.
Well, I don't know how he would address that question, but I do know he's feeling real good about his decision. I mean, taking the Celtics to the playoffs in just his second season, I mean, I think he's one of the bright coaching stars in the NBA today. It was the NBA's game and college basketball's loss when he moved on to the Celtics.
Well said. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though, Greg. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop and the opposing team scoring.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Rush. Curry is out there with Livingston. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Spates in at the 5. And some changes here for the Celtics. Sullinger comes in for Olynyk. And Jake Crowder's subbed in for Turner. Pushing it up. And the shot is good from Johnson. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Celtics.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
There's the pass to Thompson. He kicks it to Rush. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. Outside Curry. The dish to Barnes. It's stolen by Johnson. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity, and he converts the layup. Now it's a 5-point Celtic lead.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Maurice Spates. Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Curry.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
And he gets it to go.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball with just a little more seasoning. I really feel like the sky's the limit.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And with the number of turnovers they had in that game, guys, it was going to be an uphill battle all the way.
Especially when you couple the turnovers with the soft defense they were playing. That's a losing combination.
Isaiah Thomas is checked in for the Celtics. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Golden State. Thompson from long range. It's hauled in by Thomas.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
In the corner, Crowder with it. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Crowder's got 5 points so far.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Thomas gets a wide open look, and again it's Boston converting.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. They've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Another shot. Sullinger against Barnes. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
And taking a look now at stats for Isaiah Thomas. Since the All-Star break, he's been putting in work, getting around 24 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his outfit. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, you know, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. Here's Thomas. Thomas with another miss.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. That's 7 points for Klay Thompson.
Nice pass there. Good job to get it up quick.
There's Thomas with the 3. It's rebounded by Golden State. Bogut's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Celtics leading by 5.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
Here's Barbosa, offensive rebound. Goes back up, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Boston making some changes. Olynyk, he's checked in for Sullinger. Jerebko comes in for Johnson. And it's Turner in for Crowder. And the Warriors also making a change. Spates checked in for Andrew Bogut. Thomas goes in. Again, Thomas missing.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
To the middle. Here's Spates. Buries it down low. Spates has got his first bucket in this one.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Celtics out in front, leading by 3. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing. So no problem here tonight.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
Reminds me of Kenny's suit selection. Has been very, very sloppy. Way too many turnovers. They look unorganized, out of control. It's not pretty basketball. The good news, though, they're still in a great position to win the game if they just cut down the turnovers.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Take a look at what Curry's done. He's got 10 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Johnson is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Crowder in at the 3. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
The Celtics with the lead. Drops in the layup for 2. Thomas got 4 points now in the quarter.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Here's Green. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And Thomas, here we go. And he gets it to go. And it's 8 points for Johnson.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Warriors trail by 4. Curry passes to Thompson. The 3. The shot is off. Bradley with some nice D. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. Bradley dishes to Crowder. Releases from the wing and drills it. Crowder's got 7 points in the game.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts. He's been aggressive looking for a shot, but without much success. It might be time for him to take a step back and look to help the team in other ways.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Boston making a switch here. Smart's checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Brandon Rush. He's checked in for Klay Thompson. Warriors trail by 6. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. The shot by Thomas. Again, Thomas missing.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. And now the 2K leaderboard. If you want to talk defense and talk block shots, just have a look at these teams, what they've done the last month. The Warriors, 4th.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
This one for 3. Again, Curry missing.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
And the basket by Thomas.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down to just 6 points and the bucket from Green.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Thomas passes to Johnson. Back to Thomas. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And, of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
Sullinger outside. Back to Thomas. Clock at 6. Dishes to Crowder. The 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 6 assists now in the game. Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals, given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And some changes here for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Sullinger. Jerebko comes in for Johnson. And Turner's subbed in for Jay Crowder. Thomas against Curry. Thomas kicks to Jerebko. He dishes it to Smart. Thomas goes in. Here's Jerebko. Great tee that time from Curry.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Here's Bogut, and that's going to be a travel.
And stretching back to the break, here's how the Celtics have performed. 6th in rebounding, 8th in lowest turnovers per game. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And they've been strong in the rebounding department, up in the top 10. And it's just not one guy. Really, it's been about the entire group collectively.
And the dunk by Barnes.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Boston making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. And so it's Golden State with it. They trail by 6. Rush, and he jams it with authority.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
It's Curry with the drive, and it's Golden State with another. And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Warriors?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And, guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
For the tie, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
Simply phenomenal, Greg, the effort we've seen from both sides here.
Here's Smart. Sinks the three-pointer. Smart's got 5. 36 seconds left in the third. They double-team Curry. Passes it to Bogut. Feeds it to Rush. Some nice passing by Golden State. Again, Curry missing. Celtics leading by 3.
And they can guarantee this is the last possession of the quarter if they hold it.
And I'm guessing that's exactly what they're probably going to do here. They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Right side Bradley, and it's Boston with another.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Curry with the 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
He's found a rhythm here in the third quarter, Kevin, and his confidence is palpable. You can feel it. Everything he puts up from long range seems to be falling.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. Celtics lead by 1. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The Warriors trailing, setting the floor for the Warriors. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. Rush out there with Steph Curry, and it's Barnes in at the small forward position. Boston on D. They've led by as many as 11 points.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Boston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the free ball here. It's stolen by Bogut. It's Curry with the drive. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
They do, and you also see a lot of points have come off the dribble penetration. They've been aggressive on the bounce at attacking the defense.
Steady work at the free throw line. Just what we're used to seeing out of him.
Sullinger against Green. Here's Crowder. Good on the triple. And the Celtics lead by 2. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Curry can't get it to go. And Brandon Rush gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Curry against Thomas. In the corner, Crowder with it. Sullinger outside. He feeds it to Thomas. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Now it's a 4-point Celtic lead.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this high.
Yeah, they've taken it up a notch. Clark looking very confident right now.
That's good.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
Johnson, a wide open look. Rush grabs the miss. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Barnes can't get it to go.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator.
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
A very level-headed, dignified young man, and just he has an air about him.
Golden State on D. It's a 1-point game. Thomas kicks to Bradley. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Warriors have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Curry outside. No good. Good D by Thomas.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
There's no doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Crowder. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
And Thomas, here we go. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Crowder. Bullseye. Crowder's got 10 points here in the second half.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Pass to Rush. Barnes kicks to Green. Unloads from 13. And it's Golden State with another.
Big shot. As soon as he got an opening, boy, did he let it fly.
Thomas with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. From the top of the key. Thomas with another miss.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Turner's checked in for Jay Crowder. Thomas inside. Curry meets him. Launches a three. Boston again missing. The Warriors leading. The drive by Green. Rush. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
The Warriors have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Curry against Thomas. Fires the three. No good. Boston's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. Count the bucket. 14 points for Avery Bradley.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams. And it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
1:22 left in the fourth. Outside Thomas. It's stolen by Bogut. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Here's Curry. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Thomas goes in. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, some really terrific numbers for Thomas. He has 20 points, and the assist numbers, tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
He is absolutely the guy you want at the line in that situation. It just shows you how much he loves these moments.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Sloppy is the only way you can describe his play thus far. Just way too many turnovers.
To the paint. Nice ball movement by Boston. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Back to Curry. Misses, and he wants that one back. The Celtics on offense. They've led by as many as 11 points. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Rush. Rebounded by the Celtics. And it's Turner off the drive. Nice D from Bogut.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Rush dishes to Green. Curry outside. Can't get the three to fall. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. And we'll return shortly. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Getting going right now. It'll be the Celtics off the tip. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Barnes and Green of the forward set. Steph Curry's out there with Rush, and it's Bogut in at the 5 down low. Curry against Thomas. Now here is Bogut. He's covered closely. Pulls up. Curry can't get it to go. Celtics leading by 3. Here's Thomas. They grab their own miss. The Warriors shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Barnes passes to Green, and there's the foul. Goes on Evan Turner. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Crowder comes in for Evan Turner. And Bradley subbed in for Marcus Smart. Here's Bradley. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes. Like conducting an orchestra. He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Here's Thomas, and it's sent back by Bogut. And Sullinger kicks to Thomas. Count that one. Thomas got 27.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
On its way from Curry for 2. Rebounded by Urebko. Urebko's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Thomas kicks to Bradley. Rush with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
We could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
And it's becoming a battle of will right now. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
It's stolen by Bradley. Thomas kicks to Bradley. Bangs home the trifecta. Bradley's got 19 points.
Really hard to count how many of their possessions have ended just like that one, with one of his shots falling.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to end the possession, though, and it's the reason this game is coming down to the wire. I mean, his touch from outside and from the field in general has been superb.
Thomas goes in, nails it.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Barnes dishes to Bogut. Bradley on the double team. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retaining possession. Amir Johnson's checked in for Boston.
Amir Johnson.
And here are the Warriors now, trailing by 4. Curry's shot is off.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
Yeah, I don't know, though, Clark. That defender was on him like glue on that possession. That would have been a heck of a bucket, even though we've seen him hit those in the past.
And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And he commits the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making them. And that makes it a two-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're behind by 5. 17 seconds left in overtime. What do you think, guys?
You know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul?
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So it all has to happen fast, but it could happen.
And they go to the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who would go to the line.
Puts it up. Lets the three fly. Nails it.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, Clark, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Looks to me like the amber light on the gas tank didn't quite come on. They still had enough fuel to get across the finish line comfortably.
And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And as the fans file out of the building, now time to head over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Isaiah Thomas.
This guy is explosive as any guard in the league. And he's got a craftiness to his game and a work ethic that just does not quit. Whether it's creating for teammates or putting up them buckets himself, Isaiah Thomas finds a way to get it done.
Well, getting up over the 30-point barrier is never easy under any circumstances. He tore holes in the defense. They couldn't figure out what to do with him. Every play they ran for him, he executed it nearly perfectly.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.